Aloha from the Ozarks, folks. I've got a 16 by 40 garden shed on my lot, the kind that a lot of folks like to convert into their own do-it-yourself tiny homes. Thought I'd go ahead and show you this brand new building, and I'm supposed to be getting another one just like it in a week or so. T111 ply wood siding on the outside. That's T111. It's 5/8 inch and it's plywood. We standard stain that with what we call honey gold, but that's a standard stain, not a paint color that's on there. Okay, 2 windows on the front, a 2x3 single pane, another 2x3 single pane, and a standard door is 36 wide by 80 tall. We call that a 9 light. This one has a green metal roof, and I want you to notice before we go inside the eave that overhangs. I'll show you something interesting about that once we go inside. The tops of our walls, you can see light coming in, and that's because we have a soffit vent that runs the entire side wall of that building, and that's for improved airflow and air circulation, and that's a Graceland patented exclusive, and it's on both sides of the walls of this building. That's why I wanted to point out to you that eave that overhung. Now let's take a look at the walls. 2x4s are 16 inches apart, which is standard if you were building a home, and they are, they're premium grade lumber, which is a higher grade than a lot of other portable building companies use because they're building smaller storage sheds, but we build these at a higher quality, so we only use premium grade lumber. And they're 16 inches apart, and they double reinforce them every third wall stud or every 4 feet. So here's a double reinforced, single, single, double. And that's the way it goes all the way around the entire wall. Double reinforced windows, at a minimum, they're double reinforced. Sometimes, depending on where they fall on the wall, they're even triple or quadruple reinforced. Single header up above. The windows and door frames are very, very strong and sturdy because we double reinforce those 2x4s, big strong header up above the door. And I wanted you to be aware of that. What is that the benefit to you? Double reinforced window and door frames means that the door and window frame should stay square with the building. And when it gets on your site and leveled, your windows and your doors should open and shut properly like they're supposed to. If they're not double reinforced, there's a lot of flex and a lot of play with that, which means that the door and window may have difficulty opening and shutting correctly. Okay, so double reinforced, and that's how we do all of the windows, all of our doors. Now in the walls, single reinforced at the bottom, double reinforced 2x4s at the top. Okay, so we have really well-built walls. In fact, we use more 2x4s in our walls than most of the other builders. A lot of other companies, they don't space them 16 inches apart, they go 24 inches apart, so they can end up using fewer 2x4s in their walls. But we use more 2x4s in our walls. The more 2x4s, the stronger and sturdier the wall. That's the bottom line. Okay, so that's your walls. Next, I want to talk about your floors. Floors are plywood floors. They're 5/8 inch plywood. They're pressure treated, just like the plywood on our sidings, just like all of the wood that's used in the lumber that's used in our walls. 2x4s are pressure treated. Underneath the floors, 2x6 floor joists are also pressure treated. Your building rafters, your lofted, or not your lofts, but your building roof trusses, also pressure treated. So I want you to be aware of all that. But I'm talking about the floors right now. 5/8 inch thick plywood floors that are interlocked using tongue and groove. Okay. That means it's really one giant seamless gapless floor. And they're fitted together using tongue and groove, and then of course they're nailed down with galvanized ring shank nails. Underneath your floor, in the subfloor, we use 2x6 floor joists. A lot of other portable building companies only use 2x4 floor joists, but we use 2x6s. So they use basically the same thing as wall studs for their floor joists, but we use 2x6s. All right, and like our floor joists, they are 16 inches apart, 16 inches on center. Okay, so it's a good, strong, sturdy subfloor, good, strong, sturdy floor. Now let's talk about the roof trusses. Standard roof trusses, big triangle, all right? That's what you need to keep in mind. If you compare that with some of the other companies, their big triangle doesn't have the base unit, the hypotenuse of the triangle, doesn't necessarily go all the way across from wall to wall, but ours does, and I want you to be aware of that. That makes for a bigger or stronger base for your roof truss, so it's a stronger roof, okay? In the roof, we use OSB roof decking, and then on top of that, on the outside is where the metal roof is applied. Between the metal roof and the OSB decking is a moisture barrier, like a tar paper moisture barrier. And then on the inside of this particular roof, they applied our G-board radiant barrier, which is a a thing that reflects out the radiant heat of the sun. It reflects out 97% of the sun's radiant heat. If you were building a small storage shed, you may or may not want that, but if you were building like a home or an office space, you would definitely want that radiant barrier applied on the inside. It's not an insulation, it's not an R factor, but it's definitely important in keeping the heat out during the hot summertime, okay? So it keeps the building cooler by having that in here. In addition to that, I mentioned to you about the soffit vents that run along the side. That's a Graceland patented exclusive. I also want you to know that we have a roof vent that runs along the entire ridge of the roof. It's screened in to keep out bugs and debris. But those vent systems work together to keep this building 10 to 15 degrees cooler in the hot, humid summertime temperatures. And then when you add the radiant barrier roof, that adds maybe another 10 degrees. So it makes a huge difference in the hot summertime. So that's all the stuff about the walls, the floors, and the roof trusses. I want you to understand a couple more things. Our warranties, we have a 7-year warranty on workmanship. Most of the other companies only do a 5-year warranty. We have a 25-year warranty on your roof. All of the pressure-treated lumber products that are in here have a limited lifetime warranty. So there are several warranties that apply to this building. And depending on what time of year you are opting to buy this building, there can be some really great specials running. Like for example, right now when I'm getting this building, this is in May. Well, we're running an amazing special in May where you can get a great discount on this building, up to over $1,100 discount on this building right now in May. Now, if you're watching this video and it's some other time, that sale may have expired and you're not getting as great of a deal, and I'm sorry about that, but the May special is amazing right now. Anyways, last things I want to talk to you about is price on the building. The cash price is always your best and lowest price, but there's also rent to own. No credit check on rent to own. No prepayment penalties on rent to own. So they don't lock you into making those rental payments for 5 years or 4 years or 3 years. If you pay off the principal of the building earlier, you're done, okay? So Graceland does that. A lot of other rent-to-own companies do not offer that. They lock you in, and you're locked in until the agreement is over. So Graceland does not penalize to pay off early, so that's something that's to your advantage. A building of this size would require 2 of those monthly payments up front before we would schedule delivery. If you're doing the cash price, we require 20% down up front before we schedule delivery. Let's see here. What else do you need to know? That's about it. If you have any questions on this building, delivery, I guess you should know about that since I mentioned that. Delivery is free within 50 miles of my lot. After 50 miles, there is a mileage charge, and in a big building like this, we got to have 2 pilot vehicles come out to bring that building. So your mileage charge can get expensive, but your first 50 miles is free, all right? So if you have any questions, what I want you to do is take a look at this video description, and in the video description, I will have links. You should see my phone number. You can message me on Facebook. You can catch me on YouTube. You can message me there, as well as hit me up on my website, which is gracelandwp.com. All right, so if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Plus, I forgot to say, you can call me or text me on my business number, which will be listed also, okay? Thanks. Aloha from the Ozarks. Bye-bye.